We have gone behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in everything from a three-wheeled motorcycle to a $500,000 Rolls Royce.
And everything in between. But Harvey showed up the other day with something that literally caused everyone who saw it to say, wow, a 2023 Lucid Air. Let's go behind the wheel. It all starts with a simple question.
You ready to go?
Yep.
Here we go.
Good God.
What do you think?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's breathtaking.
It's unbelievable.
Welcome to 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, thanks to 640 horsepower. Welcome to the Lucid Air. If you've never heard of the Lucid Car Company, well, you're not alone. So let's back it up a bit. Well, this is the next century here.
Yeah, we are definitely in the next generation of automotive technology and propulsion. This is the Lucid Air. The chief engineer from Tesla came over, wanted to do a better electric car. And in some ways, they have.
It competes with offerings from Tesla, BMW, and Mercedes, but it beats them all when it comes to range. There are 4 trims. Our tester, Air, is the second level.
This touring model with its standard wheels has 425 miles of range, but if you get the Grand Touring with the bigger battery and the more powerful motors, not only do you get 1,000 horsepower.
Why do you need 1,000 horsepower?
Because you can, Mark. You get 512 miles of range.
Wow. That's accomplished with really good engineering, good electrical engineering, and software development. It has something to do with the voltage of the electrical system, as Harvey clearly explains.
So, they explained this to me yesterday. It's all science that I don't understand. But apparently, because when you have higher voltage, you don't need as much amperage, which then, this is exactly where I was going. And so the battery doesn't get as hot. Yeah. So that's how they get more range.
An engineering marvel, drop-dead gorgeous looks, and an interior that is breathtaking.
It has some really interesting features. It's got this 34-inch instrument panel, infotainment screen. This is 5K resolution, so it's super bright, super crisp. Look at this glass roof. There's nothing across the top. It's one piece of glass from the B pillar forward, and it really is spectacular.
Everything about this vehicle is spectacular. A giant back seat, a huge frunk.
Now, this looks pretty spacious, but guess what, Mark?
Wow, that's a lot of room.
That is a ton of room. You can get a couple of, roller bags in here, whatever you want. So
that's as big as a trunk on a lot of cars.
Yeah, exactly.
There's plenty of rear trunk room as well, making this Lucid Air practical as well as next-level tech, all for a mere $137,000. The Grand Touring model will set you back a cool $185,000. Is the Lucid Air perfect? Harvey has a few gripes. It isn't self-driving like the other EVs in this price range, but Lucid says that's on the way. Another is the infotainment system.
It's pretty seamless, and as touchscreens go, it's fine. But when I go to, say, the mapping program here, nice, it's up here. But if I want to see it up close, I just go down here, and I can pull this up, and it gives me a much better view. But if I want to do the radio up here, the map disappears down here. I can't have the radio and the map, which I would like. And then the third thing, Mark, and this is really a first world problem, but we're in a $137,000 car, and these seats are not massaging.
Oh, my gosh. The Lucid Air, that was an experience.
It is. It's a really, really good car. And like I said, though, nothing's perfect. And actually, the more I use that infotainment system, the less I liked it. That screen down here is way too low. You have to take your eye off the road too much to use it. And that glass roof looks spectacular, but it really heats up the interior.
There's no shade.
No, there's no sunshade. It's just tinted. So those are two things that they need to work out in terms of some kinks. But
it's beautiful. It's what I thought we'd be driving around everywhere in the 80s, what the future would look like.
Yeah, and I had several people stop and come up to me when I had the vehicle and say, wow, that is best looking car I've ever seen.
If nothing else, you know, it's not really affordable for just about everybody, but it's a real glimpse into what the future might be.
Very much so, and you'll see a lot of the features come down into more mainstream vehicles as that happens.
But you have to go to Chicago to buy one.
Yeah, this right now, their dealers located in Chicago. I was talking to their folks, and they said, look, if there are issues from a maintenance standpoint, 25% of it we can do over the air. 85% of it we can do in your driveway, and they have mobile vans. And then if it were catastrophic, they'd load it on a flatbed and take it back.
And they're not dealerships, they're showrooms.
Exactly.
Hey, more competition brings the price down.
Right?
Exactly.
And they'll make less expensive vehicles as they
Yes,
go along.
yeah, they're coming out with an SUV later this year, and we'll see where that one comes in.
Really fascinating.
Thanks for bringing it in, Harvey.
Oh, my
Thanks,
pleasure.
Harvey.
Ridesanddrives.com for more info, and we'll have a